Today I got my first ever GAN cube. The unboxing will be out in a couple days, but I thought it might be fun to discuss the top 3 things that I think of when I think of the company GAN Cube. Hey YouTube, it's me Spotty. Welcome to another weekly Cube and Topicals. First, let's take 30 seconds to run through a bit of history of GAN Cube. So GAN Cube was founded by a Chinese man named Jiang Gan Yuan. So the brand name GAN came from his name. It's not, as is believed by some people, an acronym or anything like that. The company was founded in 2011 and they have, I believe, 4 main cubes that they've released from then till now. But each of these cubes also have slight variations of them which are named very similar things, so it's not super clear where one cube starts and a new one is released or if it's just one big project. Anyway, the first cube that they released was the GANS 1. This was a cube that I personally don't remember at all, but apparently it was liked by some and hated by just as many. There was also the GANS 2, 3, and 3v2 that were released as slight variations as stated before. Then there came the GANS 357, a 57mm cube that was known to be unstable and wasn't too popular, but got some awareness after Felix took it in as his main. This is the point where I think Felix got endorsed by the company and where the company started to be recognized as more of a legitimate brand. So after the 357 there was the 356, lower number because the 56 represents the 56mm size that the cube came in. The cube fixed some of the problems of the 57 but had a few problems of its own that kept it from being one of the top 3x3s. It wasn't until the GANS 356S with new center caps that the cube really started to take off. Finally, the newest cube that GANS has released is the 356 Air, which also now has a new magnetic variant. This is a lighter, more stable 3x3 that is widely considered one of the best 3x3s the money can currently buy. So GANS has a pretty standard history, but what makes them stand out as a company? What makes them different, and what do I think of when I think of GAN? Let's start with a positive. When I think of GAN, one of the main things I think of is innovation. Innovation in the way that they're designing new ideas and concepts that make speed cubes better. It started with the octopus core that they've placed in their whole line of 3x3s. There was also squared off corners to help prevent corner twisting. I think that one can go to GAN. And then all the way to the GES system that has been made for the new Air. Now, not all of these ideas were or are received positively. The octopus core, for example, was something that not a lot of people liked when it was first released, but the fact that they're trying to do something different and explore new ideas is a really good thing in my opinion. Along with innovation though comes a price. GAN cubes have been renowned for being expensive 3x3s, and many people have tried to battle with the question, are they worth it? Up until very recently, I was never really interested in getting a GAN puzzle. The performance you're going to be getting is going to be on par, maybe slightly better depending on your style and preference, to cubes that can be bought for $10–15 cheaper. And I didn't think it made sense to get a puzzle that was more expensive if you're going to be getting the same kind of premium feel and a similar performance. But recently I went to Sydney Winter and my mind was kind of changed. The performance wasn't anything that blew my mind, but the feeling was something that I really liked and something that was quite different. It was super buttery and the feedback that you get when you're turning it is pretty unique. So 2 years into this hobby, cubing, I thought it was better a time than any to get this puzzle. It's a really great cube and I don't regret picking it up, but is it worth the price? That's still questionable. I still think that the price is very steep, and if you're looking for just performance then you can find it elsewhere for cheaper. But there's real customizability to cubes like these and the feeling is something different as well. Finally, you're not going to think of GANS without thinking of Felix. I'm sure you all know, but just in case you don't, Felix Zemdegs is endorsed with the company GAN Cube. He uses their cubes as his main, works with them on projects and testing cubes, and in return they're able to take him to different places around the world to compete. That's the extent of his sponsorship that I know of, but I do know that GANS and Felix go together. One question that I kind of think of when I think of Felix and GANS though is, where would GANS be without Felix? Now, what I'm about to say may be more of an unpopular opinion, and I may be completely wrong, but I feel like Felix is, or at least was, just as important to the success of this company as the cubes themselves. If Felix didn't give them the exposure that he did at the time of the 357 up until now, I'm sure the company wouldn't be dead as such, but I'm not sure that they'd be as big as they are today. I think one of the reasons that they were able to keep innovating was because of the new exposure that they got, and I'm sure the boost in sales after people saw the best cuber in the world, at least at the time, using this cube as his main. But hey, let me know what you think, let me know if I'm completely wrong, and tell me what you think of GAN puzzles. But yeah, that's all I've really got to say. If you're interested in buying the puzzle that I'm using right now, the GANS 356 Air, then check the description below and I will have links. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and I will catch you all in the next one.